Hey guys, I'm Josh Brown.
And I'm Jordan Stevens.
And you're watching the Cars and Health Bars podcast. Let's get right into the episode. Hey guys, welcome to Cars and Health Bars podcast. Today is July 18th, 2025. And at the top of the show, I want to start out by thanking our sponsors of the show. Of course, you know we picked up CJ Pony Parts, but I am extremely excited to announce that we have partnered with the Chemical Guys. Yeah, that's right. The detailing brand that has everything you need for your car. More on that at the ad read. But if you use CARS10, you will get 10% off site-wide on Chemical Guys. Also, want to announce we are working on a Deal with Steel series that is in the works, so be looking out for that link, as well as CJ Pony Parts and Badass Extension Cords. So shout out to all those sponsors. More on them in the ad read. They are fueling this episode of the Cars and Health Bars podcast. Also want to shout out. What's up?
I could definitely use me a badass extension cord.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I was talking to one of my welders at work, and he was like, because I'd never heard of them, unfortunately, and he was like, dude, I've got one, and they are that's what you want right there. He's like, they're good quality extension cords.
A welder knows, man.
That's what I'm saying. If anybody should know, it's a welder.
Homie's running some current, you know.
Yeah, he's not just charging an iPhone on that extension cord, you know what I mean? Also want to shout out the Discord. We completely remodeled the Discord. Our sponsors are in a tab. There's a cool questionnaire whenever you join in. So if you want to, hit up our Discord. That link will also be in the description, as well as our Snapchat. For some reason, Snapchat just shot off. I mean, we picked up 200 viewers over the course of a few days. So if you're not, hit me up on Snapchat. It's actually through my personal Snapchat. We have a public profile, the Cars and Health Bars podcast. Hit us up on there to keep up. That's a good way to keep up with us throughout the week. I mean, I post almost daily, and it's not ever a meme. It's always original, you know, my life, Jordan's life content. It's always the best place to kind of feel connected with us.
Yeah, I used to post a lot, but I don't know more.
Yeah, I really got into it, especially with the spike in viewership. I'm like, man, I got to give these people some content. They all about
For
it.
sure.
I'll let you take over on the random car fact of the week.
Yeah, so I didn't know this one, actually.
Ooh.
And it's very surprising because you'd think I would know about this. I'm kind of into this stuff.
Yeah.
So back in 1899, a rocket-shaped EV called, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Lajimus Content.
Okay. Yeah, definitely content because of because it means never satisfied. So content and satisfied. Yeah.
I don't know if it's Hymus or Jimus.
Yeah.
But anyways, a rocket-shaped EV called Lajimus Content, the never satisfied, broke the 100-kilometer or 62-mile-an-hour barrier, and months later it became gas-powered. Oh, and my bad. And months later it was the first car to break 100 miles per hour. So, the first car to break it, not gas-powered.
Yeah, I mean, EVs were kind of setting records way before we even knew about them. That kind of shocked me.
I knew EVs, especially in places like Europe, London, is actually kind of a thing. Before gas-powered cars, they had some EV-powered stuff. People think that's a new thing. It's like kind of got just dropped for a while because that was one of the first modes of transportation on four wheels.
Yeah, dude, like you said, I was so shocked to hear that I was shocked to hear that there was an EV in the 18th century. That's crazy. Like, not only that, but the fact that it beat the gas engine to that record, that's just crazy, man. It's crazy to wrap your head around that, EVs nowadays, they're still setting records. They're still, I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, a lot of them's faster than gas cars. I mean, they're just more efficient.
I mean, in a way, back then, there was definitely more power on the table from an EV.
Yeah, that's
your
fair.
inline four back then was lucky to make 20, 40 horsepower probably.
Yeah.
That's before engines were really developed.
I wish they would have given where the car originated from with it, with the language, the La Contente. That's almost French, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't know, I don't know where it's from. That would be interesting. Was this
Yeah,
Europe? Was it France? Maybe I don't know much about French cars.
that's what you gotta love about the random facts on the Cars and Health Bars podcast. You're always learning something new at the
Yeah.
beginning of the episode. But on the cars topic, got some Reddit stories for you guys. It's been an idea that's rattled around in my head. I am not a Redditor. I'm just gonna tell you, well, I kind of had ChatGPT help me kind of navigate Reddit, but as far as finding the stories, I kind of went through and handpicked out these stories. So uh, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting people on Reddit, and there's a lot of interesting stories. And I mean, there's some of these. I don't know. I read one that was just like a straight up rant, and I don't. Yeah, okay, it's in here. Yeah.
Homie lost power. I don't know if this is still recording. This is going to be interesting. I guess bear with us, guys. Trying to message him here.
So sorry about that. We are doing our best. We are filming in a storm, people. So that is what we are doing to keep it alive.
Are you good? You
Oh,
gonna make it,
people,
buddy?
we're doing our best to keep the Cars and Health Bars show on the rails today. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into some of these Reddit stories as I'm coming back live. Jordan, if you want to read the first Reddit story here at the top.
All right. So, I'm a Volkswagen technician. Our dealership was bought out a few months ago. Since they have to cut our flat rate times for customer pay services, which is a very large amount of a technician's work.
Yeah.
So, since they cut the times for customer pay, they're basically making 45% less than they were. And customers never had an issue with the pricing before, but ever since then, their job rates for like a oil change and rotate were 5/10, alignment 1.5, brakes 2 hours. I mean, they're cutting this stuff in half. It's 3/10 for an oil change and rotate. That's crazy. That's even less than I make now, and I feel like we're kind of on the cheaper end. A diag is 0.3 now. Brakes
Jeez.
1.2 compared to the two, but a diag 0.3, dude, ain't no way. You're giving me an hour. I don't just figure stuff out in
Yeah, I'm
18
not a
minutes to
computer.
figure out everything. Like, dude, put me on a crunch. Guess I don't want people to be starting other work, but
Yeah.
anyways, new owners are trying to compare them, not really talking them down, but comparing them to Kia and other brands with less complexity. It's like as if a Ferrari technician is going to make the same as a Kia. I mean, they're out of their ass on that. Volkswagen is very complex. It's like the Ford of Euro cars in a way. Them and BMW, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually, ironically, seen somebody complain. I wish I could have grabbed it, but I think it was before I actually started grabbing stuff. A guy was complaining about Fords. He's like, I just started a Ford dealership. I hate them. He was complaining like about the dumbest stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm so sick and tired of having a 5.5 socket, an 8 socket. He's talking about all these different socket sizes. I'm like,
Hey,
wow.
they use 5 too. I had one today as a 5 millimeter.
Oh my god, I don't know. He
And
was
guess who
on
don't
one.
have a 5 millimeter wrench for some reason? I got 6, not a 5.
Unreal.
Yeah, so let's just say that stud got pulled out with a pair of Nippics.
That's I don't, I'm not a mechanic. I do machine work, but I needed to take like a face mill head off the other day, and I had a bit for a Allen bit for 12, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, and guess which one I needed? I needed a 15, the only one I don't have. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how do I not have this only one that I need? It's always the one you need.
It's always the one size. 15 is so common. I've lost 15s, 13s more than anything.
Yeah. Oh man, you got to keep spares of that. I swear, everybody talks about 10 mil, 10 mil, 10 mil. No, it's not always the 10 mil running off.
13, T30.
T30, yeah. Dude, I bought so many T30s.
Used one today after work.
Oh really?
I use one all the time.
Yeah. I feel like you would like this one. So this one was titled Service Rider. Service Riders. So car comes in, older BMW times 3. I don't know if he just maybe said
X3.
that 3 times.
No,
X3. Oh,
that's
okay.
the
Yeah,
model.
that's right. No, I'm dumb. Service writer says customer was told the car needed a front wheel needed a front right wheel bearing and control arm. Please check and advise. I verify. Can't take a car over 10 miles an hour. Front wheel feels like it's going to say bye. Put it in the air. Wheel shakes worse than Michael J. Fox in an earthquake. My God. Control arm wore and loose as well. Wait 4 hours. Wait 4 hours to no response from the service rider. I go home within 2 days with 2 days off. Manager calls me to say, "Hey, there's no lights on and this thing shakes like crazy. We replaced the wheel and bearing. We replaced the arm and bearing." I said, "Sounds like there's no more wrong with it." He responds, "Yeah, okay, this is going to be a problem," and hangs up. All right, no problem. Not my problem. I didn't fix nor verify what it was. I was told to check two parts that they asked me to, and I couldn't drive it nor inspect it at disassembly. I mean,
I don't know how many times I've dealt with something like this, dude.
really?
Don't get me started. Oh yeah, the guy who died ain't here today, or customer just wanted these parts put on, and then guess what? It don't fix the issue, and it's my fault. Like, sorry, I'm just the guy who did what the paper said. Essentially, I
Yeah.
was not told to investigate it. I'm told you are a parts changer. Essentially,
So the parts manager or the service writer can tell you what to diag instead of you do your own diag. That seems kind of benign.
in a way, I mean, you're just doing what the customer wants, right? So if they don't want to diag, they just want two parts turned on.
But what if
All
the
right,
customer's an idiot and just like
yeah,
isn't even like
that's
looking in the right?
that's their
That's the problem.
yeah, that's their problem, I guess, and they make it ours.
Yeah, I got a wheel bearing going bad, and it's just like anything else but a wheel bearing.
The
Oh
one
my
I did
god!
today, AC compressor, but transmount's shot. You got bigger problems, buddy.
Right?
AC
So
ain't
that
as bad as your whole engine rocking and probably tearing the harness up.
what about that one? Whenever it was like just a water bottle rolling around in the back.
I got a water noise. All right, I go test drive it. First thing I see is a big water bottle, like one of them big ones, rolling around
Yeah.
back there, sloshing.
My god.
Take it out. Problem goes away. There's no water anywhere in this thing.
Jeez. Uh, all right. What about this? This next one is a Ford story, so I definitely had
Yeah.
to grab it. I feel like you might could relate a little bit.
I mean, it's titled Big Oopsie, so I definitely think I can.
Every mechanic has a big oopsie. Let's be
I
honest.
swear, everyone's done it. You know.
Is
So,
this okay? Yeah, this is the one I was thinking about. Yeah. Go ahead.
so the OP, the rider is, so he's a Ford asset, and he recently got hired as a sponsor dealer. It's been working as a diag tech for about a month. So he's new to this dealership, not working totally as a diag tech for a month. So for 2 years, he's on and off, and really hasn't messed anything up. Occasionally broken, some plastic or something. That's pretty typical, but nothing a high value.
Yeah.
So today he does his first big oopsie. And hey, welcome to the club, man. Been there. And it was such a rookie mistake. He did a valve cover gasket on a 3.5 and accidentally pinched an alternator cable, grounding the battery to the block.
Oh
First of
my
all,
god.
I'm trying to, dude,
How?
some of them 3.5s, it's not even possible. So I'm trying to think of which one it is.
Did a valve? Did
Okay,
a valve
I
cover
know,
on a
I know where he
3.5?
did it. So, anyways, to his surprise, when he hooks the battery back up, it sparks and blows all the fusible links, all the big fuses, essentially.
Beautiful.
175 amp fuse. I mean, that's some power to
Yeah.
blow that thing. It's gonna melt the harness.
That thing's seen
So
all the voltage.
yeah, it's seeing 12 volts at high amperage. So anyways, no one can get the links, so they had to order a whole wiring harness. And he's like, "What's our biggest mistake?" He feels pretty dumb, so I guess he wanting us to, maybe take the
Yeah.
spotlight away from him. I
I
can
mean,
personally
that's
say I think my biggest mistake was when I was a fresh tech at Ford, and what was I doing? I had to pull the transmission. I might have just been doing a torque converter, or maybe a rear main seal. Something in the Bellhausen area.
yeah.
Anyways, going back together, I had a bolt from, I don't even know what else. I don't even remember, but had a longer bolt that fit in where one of the rear bottom oil pan bolts go in.
Yeah.
And this thing was so long that I didn't feel the resistance on my way up, but it had bent the teeth
Oh
of
no.
the tone ring. So to my surprise, when I start this vehicle, it doesn't run. It just sits there and cranks. I'm like, what's wrong with it? So I check codes and crank position sensor or something, I imagine. And
Yeah.
of course, I was so dumb I couldn't even diag it right at the time. So someone else fixed it for me.
Hey, that's why it's really good to have knowledgeable techs around you to help you, like especially early on, really figure
Yeah,
out what.
that that was the day I vowed to change for the better.
Nothing beats those stories whenever you're doing like an automatic trans and you get everything bolted down. You look over and there's the torque converter.
Yeah, that's just instantly. I'm going home for the night.
I'm going home.
This ain't worth it. I'm out of
Man,
here.
if that guy had to get a whole new harness, golly, dude, that had to have been a buck right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably like $500 to $1,000 for a harness,
And labor too,
maybe
tearing
more.
out all that. I mean, golly, man. Just makes me think of LD having to do all that wiring inside that platinum that he was working on.
Hmm.
That looks like a nightmare. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure you guys are used to seeing it, but just
Mm-hmm.
seeing a truck tore down into like just you got like the console out, you got the dash
That's
ripped
every
apart.
day,
You
buddy.
know,
That's every
no,
day.
just makes me want to rip my hair out. Looks like another mistake here. This one was titled "I Made a Mistake."
Hey, this is very common.
Oh
We
yeah,
just people make mistakes.
those are
We're
the best
human.
stories too.
I made one yesterday.
Oh no, you're gonna have to tell us about that. So this guy said, "I somewhat knew and made a mistake today, and I feel terrible about it." That's a good sign. That usually means you're going to learn from your mistake. You know,
For
just going
sure.
about your business. I was doing a brake inspection, and part of it was make sure the caliper goes back in properly. After everything was done, I forgot to pump up the brakes, and the car went flying out of the garage. I tried to pop it in neutral and pull the e-brake and pump the brakes at the same time, and it hit another car. The damage wasn't terrible, but it was not enough to pop out. Just thought I'd share. Jeez, man,
I
that's
can't
awful.
say I've come so close to having some moments where I was like, all right, my career about to be gone if this happens. Like, I've never hit something though, like a car.
That story, I'm not sure if Isaac would be able to share this story, but his story of, gosh, man, I think you know which one I'm talking about. A
I think I've heard
GT.
it.
Yeah, it was like a something about a lube tech with a Ford GT
Yeah,
and like, oh my
I've heard it.
god. I'm not sure if he's allowed to tell that story, but I definitely want to
Probably.
have him share that. That's an amazing story. But what did you mess up the other day? I didn't know about this.
So you know how we had that one story about just put the parts on? It was that.
Yes.
Two radiator hoses I didn't diag, just put the parts on. They
Cool.
were leaking from it. So I put it on, lower radiator hose and a degas hose that goes to the oil cooler and somewhere else on the block.
Uh-huh.
So it's like one hose from thermostat to radiator, and then one from degas to block. Well, the lower radiator hose, essentially after the customer picked up the car, I don't think I had the clamp on it, dog. I don't think it's over the radiator. I think it's just on the hose.
No.
I'm
Oh my
assuming, I don't
god.
remember, but it popped off anyways. And I
Oh
topped him back off
no.
and put it back on. He came back.
Wow.
So, hey, it's part of the game, man. You make mistakes.
Is that the one you said come back on a rollback?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Because it
man.
overheated. You ain't gonna run it with no coolant.
Yeah, that's best case scenario, man. That could have been so much worse.
For sure. I mean, stuff like that happens, man. And, a good technician, if I can talk, we make mistakes, man. We're not human. Or we are
Yeah.
human, not human. Look, I'm not
Yes,
human. I'm making all these mistakes.
dude, kind of a little bit off subject, but please maintain your daily, even if it is like, you know, You know what, box? Like, maintain it, dude. I told you that I had a coolant light flashing, and you're like, oh, you should probably. Which, in my mind, I feel like it would be steady if it really was low. It wouldn't be flashing. I feel like it might be like the coolant sloshing around in the engine. That's why it might be like flashing. Well, I was like, all right, I'll check the coolant. And I'm like, I'm gonna check the oil too while I'm up here, dude. It is like below the ad line. I'm like, oh
Nice.
no. And on top of that, right now, of course, as you heard a few minutes ago, it is coming a storm here, and I've got a Walmart order coming to my house right now with a jug of oil. I feel so bad for this guy. Literally, all it is a jug of oil. I'm like, I gotta
On
get
the
to work in
way
the
to the
morning.
boondocks, bro.
I feel so bad. I didn't know it was gonna storm. I'm like, I gotta get to
Jesus.
work in the morning, dude. It's just, oh my god, I feel horrible, but it's like I
He
need that
better
oil.
tip that poor soul.
Oh, I did. I gave him a little bit more than I normally do because I'm like, I feel terrible. This poor dude's
There's gonna be
weathering
a
a
tree down.
storm.
He gonna have to climb over it.
I will not miss this order. Oh man, I feel terrible, but I'm just like at the same time I can't drive my Camaro in the morning. That's a death wish. Oh
That's
man. All
fair.
right. I think is this our last? Yeah, this is our last story here. All right, you want to take this rude
Uh,
manager?
yeah,
Kind of
rude
ironic.
manager. So I've been a mechanic for a little over 2 years now. I joined my current dealership about a year ago. I came in with a strong work ethic, willingness to learn, and within 6 months he was promoted. Now he's handling more complex repairs, which has been great for his growth. Can agree, it's totally where I was. The pay isn't
Yeah,
amazing, but the experience and learning opportunities are definitely valuable. But there's one major issue: the manager. He regularly yells at mechanics in front of the entire crew, makes out a big deal of minor mistakes, and creates really tense and disrespectful environments. He even drove off a senior tech who had been at the shop for 15 years.
jeez,
He's seen several mechanics leave because of his behavior too. And while he's okay with, you know, OP personally, he still feels like he picks on him from time to time, adds pressure, and just overall makes it a hard and stressful environment for him. And the shop is so busy that there's not really a team connection, and it feels like everyone's just trying to survive the day. And so his question is it worth staying in the workplace, just for the experience and learning? Or, has anyone else dealt with a manager like this before? How did you handle it? Was it worth sticking around? What do we think? And right away, I'm going to say, as early as you are into being a senior tech, not a senior tech, but as a
mechanic.
diag tech, I would say, like someone flat rate.
Yeah,
Um, if you're just starting out, man, it may be worth staying there for a while. And on the other hand, it may not. I don't. If he's pretty okay with you, maybe it's okay to ride it out just for learning, and then when you find a better opportunity, take it. That's what I think I would do.
yeah. I don't. I feel like, which I know somebody personally that's dealing with a similar issue with management at a dealership, and at some point you almost feel like it would be easier for the higher ups above him to kind of see, hey, this manager is a problem. He's driving away techs. But at the same time, they very well could be on the same team, and it could be hard to get rid of somebody like that. And I'm kind of with you, experience in any trade, especially like a physical trade, is invaluable. You
Mm-hmm.
can pay to go to school, but you don't see firsthand stuff at school. You see what's in books and in pages and hypotheticals. There's just
Yeah,
no price you can pay for hands-on experience with people that have done those experiences, done those mistakes, and that can steer you in the right direction for your trade. That's just my opinion. I've been told that from the get-go. I mean, even by my shop teacher, my tech school teacher, he told me, he was the one that told me, do not go to tech school. And that's, you take that with a grain of salt. I get it. There's people that probably make more money than me that did go to school, and there might be people that are still paying on a degree that are making less than me because of that. But that firsthand experience, in my opinion, is invaluable.
for sure. I can say that, in my career, it's been invaluable to me. even jobs that I worked that, turned out to not be as good as I thought. I learned a lot.
I mean, I've never, which I was in a high school tech school. I mean, there's nowhere in those pages that tell you how to make homemade tools for special jobs.
Yeah,
that's not in the books. And there's just easier ways to do things whenever you're hands on the job. You got a job to do.
yeah,
Whenever you're in school, it's all hypotheticals. Everything goes a certain way. I don't know. Like I said, it's just learning by the book is great. It's a great way to get fundamentals, but if you want to go beyond that stage, I feel like you just got to get that firsthand experience.
yeah. Completely agree.
But as far as your rude manager goes, I don't know, man. I've dealt with rude managers definitely. I mean, my first job, whenever I was really young and very easily, I guess older people found it easier to take advantage of me. By just berating me or paying me less, whatever. Yeah, it is challenging. And I mean, by what you said, the he's personally okay with you. I mean, yeah, I would definitely ride that out. I mean, if he started being a little bit negative to you, yeah, I'd start reconsidering some things. But if he's okay with you and just not so okay to everybody around you, I don't know. Like Jordan said, I just ride it out, man. It seems like just the best
Yeah.
choice.
With how much experience you got, it'd be hard to get on as an actual technician somewhere. And if you don't have a lot of experience, you're probably not going to be the best technician starting out. So finding somewhere that can just help support that is totally valuable.
Yeah.
If they're willing to take the risk, I think that does show a little something on there, and that's maybe worth staying for.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you've got a very valid point. I mean, that's just the way to do it.
At the same time, though, you don't got to take disrespect from no one. I'm
Yeah.
certainly not going to. You can tell me objectively what I've done wrong and not berate me.
Yeah,
I'm fine with disciplinary action, but I'm not going to be berated.
there's a certain way to approach people, and you gotta stand up for yourself if you're getting talked to like that. I mean, you're a human being. You're
Hmm.
not just a slave to this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you're trying to do a good job, there's no need to be berated. If you're doing your
No.
best.
Yeah, and I mean the whole pressure thing. I get that. I've had people like bosses hovering over me, just like watching me work. That's just you're never going to see a good workforce if you're pressuring your guys, and a job's going to get done whenever it gets done. That's just the way it is.
For sure.
Like you standing over me, you adding pressure, that's not going to make me speed up. I mean, in my trade, I've seen at least anytime you rush somebody, it almost just like you just took your chance from error from like 1 to 10.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that's pretty much got it for our cars topic. We're going to throw it to an ad read, and then we will be back with our gaming topic. I want to start off by thanking our sponsor, the Chemical Guys, for sponsoring this episode of the Cars and Health Bars podcast. As I said in the beginning, for any of your detailing needs, head on over to Chemical Guys. Use our link in the description and use CARS10 for site-wide 10% off. Guys, you got to try out their products. I use their spray wax on everything. I even used it on my lawnmower the other day, brothers. Their foam cannon, it's where it's at. Spend a little bit on yourself. Spend a little bit on your car. Get that bucket. It comes with almost everything you need. They have everything ranging from starter kits all the way up to professional detailing kits, including attachments for pressure washers, play bars, you name it, they've got it. They've got air fresheners. They've got everything for your car's needs. Think of how much you spend sending your car to a detailer. You can do it all at home and yourself, knowing it's done correctly, and you're saving $1. Their starter kit, you can't beat it, man. It's $100, 10% off. I mean, that's a good little chunk of change you're saving right there. And that starter kit has everything you need to get started. I even got one of their air fresheners. And if you're not down for getting some detailing stuff, they sell cool merch like this donut shirt that I'm wearing right here. Got Chemical Guys logo on the back, and I mean, you got the skull with the 2 pistons. I mean, how much cooler does it get than that? My daughter looked at my shirt today and she said, "Dad, I want one of those shirts. It's got a donut and some pistons." I'm like, I got you. So guys, head on over to Chemical Guys. Give them a look around. Like I said, use CARS10 for 10% off. It really helps the show. Also, I want to give a shout out to our next sponsor, SteelSeries. Jordan, I know you've been a fan of SteelSeries much longer than I have, so maybe you have a little bit of experience with their products.
Yeah, especially their keyboards, man. If I can say one thing about their product, it is quality. I mean, from the OLED screen on it to the multifunction positions of each key, everything about this keyboard just screams quality to me. I love it. I know personally, people who use their headsets are nice. Again, quality. I don't know why you wouldn't want their keyboard. I can't think of anything I'd want more than a SteelSeries keyboard if I built my first setup.
Yeah, I know a good friend of mine, Trevor. He's had a mouse, a SteelSeries mouse, since 2018. It has indentions on this dude's mouse from where his fingers were. They don't even sell this mouse anymore. He's so upset about it. And I definitely plan on bringing it up to use SteelSeries, bring that mouse back. But I mean, I switched over to SteelSeries this last 2 years, and it's just phenomenal quality. Like Jordan said, it's the ability to pause and change your media without having to do anything as far as your screen goes. It's all there on your keyboard. Everything is seamless. I have the newer version of the keyboard. It even has a detachable magnet for your wrist if you want to use that or not use that. You know, some people prefer it, some people don't. It's there for your comfort, and you can't beat the mouse, man. I got the Rival 5 mouse, wired mouse, $20. Can't beat it. Working on getting you guys a code for that, for a discount, but for now, head on over to SteelSeries. Again, that link and all our sponsors' links will be in the description for your use. Also,
a little note about SteelSeries is, I bought their keyboard and I got that detachable magnetic hand rest for the mouse.
Yeah.
Or for the keyboard.
Yeah.
I can say that thing's pretty tough because I finally got rid of mine due to a rageful Rocket League event one night.
Oh, beautiful.
So I can say that thing's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm super excited to stress test this keyboard. I mean, I put my last one through the ringer, and I definitely plan on getting a headset while we have this sponsorship active, because from what I've heard, they have some of the best, highest quality headsets on the market with their Bluetooth functionality and their 2.4 hertz, I believe. I mean, they are super, super good headsets. I mean, they have lots of functions on them. And I might even splurge and get me a wireless one. I don't know. I'm big on my wires, but SteelSeries has one of the longest battery life headsets on the market today. But with that being said, we'll throw it to our next sponsor, CJ Pony Parts. Of course, they sponsored the last episode, and we will continue to support CJ Pony Parts for all of your Mustang needs, also as parts for the C10, K10. So head on F100,
all the oldies.
and if you didn't know it, you can hop on over there and look at some Blueprint crate engines. Isn't that crazy? They have a connection with Blueprint. That is just hard to beat that. And like I said, for any of your Mustang needs, they have it. I mean, I heard their hood pins are really good. They have body parts. They have interior parts. They have everything you need for your pony car. It's over there on cjponyparts.com. Use our affiliate link, head on over and show them that we sent you from the podcast. And I'll go ahead and throw it to you for our last sponsor here.
We have badass extension cords. Now, when it comes to extension cords, I'm a pretty picky person. I don't like a low quality extension cord. I don't know about you, but I've actually had some that were frayed and, damaged, parked on the ground, and imagine if I had some gas or something on the ground. That's why you need a badass extension cord. You need something that's quality. It's gonna last you. It's gonna flow plenty of amperage through that ground. It's not gonna burn up on you.
I mean, everything from light duty to heavy duty to even like welding extension cords, they have it. And they've got power strips. They've got everything you need, your extension cord needs. And like you said, extension cords, you can't cheap out on something that is transferring voltage. I mean, that is just too dangerous.
What if you're programming a car and your extension cord gives out and it breaks the ECU?
A good point. I mean, even if you diesel guys have your block heater hooked up and it's dead of winter, I mean, that's the last thing you want to do is to have some sort of voltage issue while you're trying to get your block heater working. I mean, it'll burn the whole truck down. Or even worse, it might shut off and then you got to drive a cold truck to work. Or no truck at all if it won't start up. You know what I mean?
Burn your garage down. You never know.
Burn your garage down. I mean,
they're definitely cause for some fires.
So don't cheap out on an extension cord. I mean, this is the last extension cord you'll ever need to buy. I mean, they are killer extension cords. They have everything from extension cords to power strips. They have it all. So while you're kitting out your garage this summer, hit up Badass Extension Cords. Get you some extension cords for the shop. It is such a valuable tool. Why have an outlet every 2 feet whenever you could just have one and a badass extension cord? So I want to thank them and all our other sponsors for sponsoring this episode of the Cars and Health Bars podcast. All those links will be down in the description below. Let's get right back into the episode. Thank you for hanging out past that ad read. I want to shout out our sponsors one more time. Go hit them up. Go get in the description. But we are here for your gaming topic on this wonderful morning of the Cars and Health Bars podcast. So I want to start off by asking you a thought-provoking question. Do graphics even matter anymore?
That's a pretty tough question. It really depends on the player. And, what do you enjoy in a game? Being competitive, running fast, having great visibility, or are you more of a storytelling person, And you're hearing it for the nice, breathtaking views. Even a game that may not seem like that, like God of War or something.
Yeah. Man, if you look at if you compare apples to apples with like a Fortnite game, Battle Royale against like a Warzone game, completely different graphics. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Fortnite is all cartoony. I mean, some would argue the graphics are pretty poor. I mean, of course, it's just the style. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that realism of Warzone. I mean, that really begs the question. Like you said, do graphics really matter anymore? I feel like if anything, it's kind of strenuous on a build, like especially
Yeah.
like a game like Ark Survival Ascended. I mean, do they really matter? If I feel like if it is a game that is designed to have great graphics and you are not able to run those, obviously terrible time. And if you're having to, if RKSA looks like you're playing Potato Ops 3 on the Xbox 360, obviously you're having a terrible, terrible time. But a game like Fortnite, where it's like you could run it on a potato, I'm going to have the same experience as someone that's playing on a toaster, for example. I feel like you said, it doesn't, it doesn't.
It really depends, man. If you're chasing every FPS you can get, it's gonna matter. But some gamers love to play 4K Call of Duty.
And some of our most favorite games do not have very notable graphics. I mean, you look at
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty niche, but Castle Miner. You look at Minecraft. I mean, you look at
Dead
7 Days to
Island.
Die, Dead Island. I mean, 7 Days to Die is a prime example of a phenomenal game that looks like. I mean, on base, I've showed people 7 Days that have never heard of it at all, and they're like, "Jesus, this is awful. Like this looks terrible. Why would you play this?" And it's like, this
They
is one of
don't
the
even
best
know,
games
man.
ever made. Yeah, like, and it used to be much, much worse than it is right
Oh,
now.
I
I mean,
know.
it used to be god awful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like it all boils down to what you're playing, how you're playing it, and what you're expecting out of a game. Uh, that kind of makes me think. I jumped on Warzone the other day for a coworker that just can't leave that game alone. I'm like, you know what? I haven't played COD since February. I hop on there, Warzone. I probably haven't played Warzone in over a year. Oh my god, it's still terrible. It's still the worst ever. Like, we weren't playing like actual Warzone. We were playing like Resurgence, which really
Okay.
reminds me of Battlefield in a way, because you can keep coming back until like your tickets, or I don't really know what it's called on there, are gone, and then it's kind of just you're on your own. You
Yeah.
die, you lose. Man, the amount of camping, like, God, it's
Oh, yeah.
insane. It makes me so angry. And it's like, it's just basically camping until the circle comes to you, and then you got to move to the campers. It's just, oh my
Yep.
God, it's so dumb. I don't see how anybody with a brain plays that game. It's so bad.
There's definitely people who are really good at it.
I saw you'll like this story. I seen a streamer. My coworker showed me a video. This streamer, I mean, it is blatantly obvious that he's using a Cronus. Like, I mean,
Okay.
he's tracking people through walls. Like, it is insane. And mid game, he gets booted off for hacking or cheating.
Wow.
I was like, yes, sir. Anti
Yeah, I
cheat
mean,
putting in
it's
work.
known for having cheaters.
Oh, it's insane. It's just about all that's left on there. Streamers, cheaters, and people just occasionally jumping back on for a good time, which ends up being a bad time.
For
It's
sure.
like,
I've never been a big Warzone fan. There is a big following for it, though, man.
yeah, the casual player in Warzone, it's just like, I feel like it's a toxic relationship of, oh man, maybe it's gotten better. Of course it hasn't. I'm getting off here. And then it's just like, it's a rinse and repeat cycle until Black Ops 7 comes out, let's be honest. I mean, I want to like
Well,
Call of Duty as much as the next guy. We grew up playing Call of Duty. I mean, I remember a time where we didn't stop playing the current COD until the new COD would come out. It's just,
exactly.
it's not like that anymore, man. It really is that honeymoon phase transferred into no more. And I would say that honeymoon phase is just getting shorter and shorter. It's like, man, I'll play it for a month, maybe two. I mean,
Yep.
I played, what did I play? Black Ops 6 from release, which is October, to I played it pretty regularly until June. I would say January, February for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the honeymoon phase, and people just started jumping off, and I don't blame them
I
because
mean, the only reason most people play it now is Game Pass.
exactly,
Like,
you're
how
not
many
wrong.
people are actually going to spend the money?
I man, and I feel like Black Ops 7 almost might be doing a Infinite Warfare strategy where they're teasing us with OG zombies like Transit, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
going to bring people to the game, just like Modern Warfare Remastered
Yep.
brought people to Infinite Warfare. I mean, I feel like me and you might be the only one noticing this, but you
It's
know,
crazy that Call of Duty even did that.
yeah, I know, right? Like you got to pay us, you got to pay for this garbage to get this good thing.
You can't just buy it separate. Like, that is insane.
I know. Eh, At least they eventually, I will say at least, but it's kind of criminal to even do that. Like after the game's well settled in, it's done been out for a month. So they're like, all right, now you can buy it. Now that everybody's
Yep.
had a good time on there. It's so
Crazy,
terrible.
dude. I mean,
Call of Duty are like criminals, dude. It's so crazy. What? Okay, yeah, this kind of bleeds into what we were just talking about. Why do modern games feel less memorable?
I think there's a lot of things that make it that way. One, nostalgia, right? When you first got into games, it's like overload, man. Sensory overload or something. Like, you're just immersed. And I think once you play so many, you almost lose that immersion in a way.
Yeah.
I think there are games that still do it good. I haven't played it, but um, the new Souls game. Why can I not think of the name?
Dark Souls? What
Not.
are you talking about?
It's made by them.
Oh, you're talking about Elden
Yeah,
Ring?
Elden
Is that what
Ring.
it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game I know is 10 out of 10. I just haven't played it, but yeah, I mean there are games that do immersion well, but I think a lot of companies have become
Yeah.
kind of cheaper in their production. I mean, we're seeing these rug pulls of games being released in early access and just not being half of what they're advertising. Having features unavailable on games on release. I mean, that wasn't a thing when I was growing up.
It wasn't. Early access wasn't a thing. I
It
mean,
was kind of different too, having a physical copy of your game. It just, you put your hands on something too, you're more immersed, I feel, in a way.
you know, and this is kind of off subject, but I mean, it might be a hot take, but I almost feel like early access is just a shield for these developers to
Yeah,
use to like excuse terrible flaws in the game. Because let's be honest, these games are staying in early access so long, their life cycle is early access. By the time they're full release, who's playing it? You've been on early access for 1, 2, 3 years. Who's still, and I'm not trying to throw shade at like, 7 days, but I kind of feel that way with Grounded. I'm going to be honest because that game has been in early access for 2 years. It finally goes full access, and everybody's done played it. I've done got every achievement in the game. I've done got 200-300 hours in the game, and yeah, I almost do like it like that because I'm getting to experience content as it's coming out. But at the same time, I feel like some games just use it as body armor to excuse the flaws that are in the game. I don't know.
for sure. I mean, I'd be interested in anyone who's, comment if you've played a game and it's been like that. There's a lot of games we probably don't know about that have been uh, dead on release. I know that new, World of Tanks Wargaming, who makes that, they had a game. I can't remember. They developed it, and not even half a year into this game being out, they're cutting access to the servers.
Wow.
It's already a dead game, and not even 100 current players. So it's crazy how and kind of to get into World of Tanks a little bit. They're cash cow in World of Tanks, making it a worse game, just to take money and put into this game, and it's already failed.
Yeah. Some games I feel like we almost need to do like a list of games that are early access and games that need to be
Yeah,
early access and just like swap them around. Like a game like 7 Days, I feel like it's just been a full game just getting cool updates. I'm gonna be
yeah,
honest with you. Like a game like Call of Duty needs to have early access tagged on it until the next one comes out. I mean, it almost needs to
exactly.
be Call of Duty early
When are
access
we
like
gonna have
every year.
leaderboards?
Yeah, when are we gonna have theater mode?
How
Like
long did
when?
it take for me to look at my KD?
It's crazy, man. It Call of Duty just I don't even know, man. It's such a huge studio to still be having consistent problems. It's insane. Battlefield is the same way. They're not missing any smoke from me on Battlefield because Battlefield is just about as worse. I'll
We've
give it
got
to
our hopes
Battlefield.
up.
I'll give it to Battlefield. They fix their issues much faster than Call of Duty does. It feels like a
Sure.
much fuller game after, a few months. Call of Duty, man, it's just, what are y'all doing over there? I feel
And
like it's just a constant rant with us ranting on Call of Duty.
and maybe the community is another reason. I feel like I enjoy the Battlefield community. I mean, what kind of creators do you got that are like neebs on Call of Duty? I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, whenever I think of Call of Duty influencers, I just think of just sweaty, like just streamers that are
Nade
like losing their
Shot,
mind.
like, and not even like sweaty, like Nade Shot, Jev. Like the OG creators I
Yeah,
liked, but
the
they
only one
were the
I
chill
mean, Merc.
creators.
Yeah, Merc
And
is about the only influencer I still watch that plays Call of Duty. Even then, I just watch him for entertainment. He isn't
yeah,
really like informative. He more or less just plays to play. I mean, he shares information he gets offline. But yeah, Merc is a great source of information for me. He's just entertaining.
yeah, I have not watched him in a while. I remember he actually was in the Battlefield first. Is how I got into him.
Yeah, because you showed me his Battlefield 1 gameplays. Well,
Battlefield 4.
no, I think I watched Merc originally from the gun game reactions. That's
I remember
peak
that
Merc.
too. And
Peak Merc right
Minecraft,
there.
he did, he broadened his horizons. He wasn't just on one game.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the memorable stuff, I mean, I couldn't tell you a good time I had on Modern Warfare 2019. It's just not memorable enough. I mean, I'm be honest. Yeah, it was an all right game. I didn't hate it, but did I have memories on there? Not so much. Am I gonna want to jump
I know
back
the
on and
last
play? Not
one,
so much. What?
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3 was the last memorable Call of Duty game. I'll never forget it. That was like peak. Oh man, I don't want to say peak Call of Duty because Black Ops 2 is peak, but I mean, golly, that peak almost stretches over at Black Ops 3
Yeah, Black Ops 3 introduced a lot in a good way.
in a great way, man. Like anybody that says it wasn't a good game, I will go to war with you. Like I will debate you till I'm blue in the face. That was a great Call of Duty game.
For sure. That was the last one to have custom emblems too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, man.
There's
Oh
so
my
much good
god.
Call of Duty stuff on there.
Argue with me, man. Argue with me. I mean, it was the best Call of Duty game, hands down. It had the best maps, the specialists, the
Rain in
everything
the
about
fire,
that.
rain in the fire.
I know, dude. I still on Black Ops 6. I play as the battery skin just so I can feel a little bit more like Black Ops 3. Let's see here. I had a few more I wanted to talk about here.
We need to rate the Black Ops 3 specialist.
Oh man, that's a great idea. We need to
With
put
these
that on there.
upgrades, you never stood a chance.
Yeah, I'll shout out the Discord one more time because there is a tab in there for suggestions on episodes. If you want to head on over there, definitely give us some suggestions on some episodes because yeah, that we can't think of it all. I mean, we can only think of so much.
Dude, that was a good one, Black Ops 3 upgrades.
Yeah, it was, especially it didn't get much better than that. It added so much to the game. What? So we're gonna see a lot more destruction in Battlefield. What is it? What is it?
6.
6? Yeah,
Yep.
and also there's a new Donkey Kong game that came out today, I believe, or yesterday, where the whole world is completely destructible. What do you think that adds to the games? Would you rather have like a first-person shooter where everything is stagnant, the world does not change, or would you rather have a interactive map like a Battlefield map?
I think overall I've enjoyed interactiveness. I was playing Battlefield 4 a couple days ago, Hanani Resort, and someone's taking down the building, coming up the elevator. I love the gameplay elements. There's a change in the map, so people got to do stuff to get on top of that building. And, I'm going to be sitting up there with C4 and an LMG waiting.
Man, tell me how Battlefield creates such terrible maps from the start on 2042, but they managed to take a map like Siege of Shanghai, destroy the center of the map, and it still is super playable. Tell me
Yeah.
how they do that. Like, did you just fire every good person in your map development team? Like, what happened? Like, that is crazy to have an element of the map that is super playable, the tower, as is. You destroy it, and it is still such a playable area, and it is nothing like it was before. Tell me how. Like, oh my god. Yeah, the Levolution aspect, it almost feels like you're playing a different map whenever that area changes.
For sure.
It's
Rogue
so dynamic.
transmission.
Rogue transmission, great example of that. Yeah, that dish falling down, I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
changes that whole map. Levolutions, man, I don't think there were any in 2042. If there were, they were not very talked about, and that's something I really hope to see come back in Battlefield 6
Me
because
too,
that
man. I've always enjoyed it.
that brings the community together so much too. Because like,
Yeah.
especially in the early on, you and the enemies are both throwing C4 on there just so you can see the Levolution. If you remember back to the Megalodon event in Battlefield 4, I mean,
Yep.
that was a big thing. I never got to see it personally, but I know everybody is freaking out over it. Like, we got to see the Megalodon. You know, one other thing I really want to see in Battlefield 6 is the end cut scene. I want to see that come back.
Yeah.
That was
That
the
was
best thing ever.
OG. I didn't even think of that.
That's the best thing. Trying to
We
make
can,
end cut scene.
you know, we should do a tier list for the best spots on the end cut scene.
Oh my
I know
god,
what's
dude.
straight F tier.
What?
Dawnbreaker. Don't even work, bro.
Oh yeah, not anymore, dude. Lane King Dam's the best because like you can be on the bridge, like laying
Yeah.
down and getting back up. That one's so good. Like, oh my
Hanani.
god, Hanani is really good.
Zavad.
It's always the best whenever there's like a jet or a heli flying in. You get an explosion at the end.
Yeah, I was always that guy on the jet.
Oh my god, dude! Shutting it down at like 10 tickets left was such a
Yeah.
vibe. Oh my god, dude. That brings back so many memories. That just goes to show how memorable of a game Battlefield 4 is. It's like, that is
Launching
pinnacle.
cars in the air.
Yeah, and they teased to that on 2042 and you never see anybody doing it.
Because it ain't as good.
Probably. I mean, yeah, you're
We
probably
tried
not
it.
wrong.
I remember.
Oh, yeah. I don't... Did me and you try it? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, it probably didn't work if I don't remember it. Disappointing. I love how Battlefield friends made an episode too. Are like, what are you guys doing? Like, is that C4? No, it's not mine. You're holding C4.
I always use the mines because if you had the crew skill up,
oh
you
god,
could
dude,
get like 8 of them down or like 6 of them down.
you gotta
So
love
you
it
got
whenever you have a teammate that just like sees what you're doing. He's like, okay, I'm in.
Yes, sir.
You send something across the map,
You
dude.
spawn
Oh
in a
my
buggy,
god,
start putting C4 in it. They're gonna get out.
they already know the deal.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's got us for the Cars and Health Bars podcast this week. Again, I want to enforce you. Go do it, or I'm gonna come to you. Go check out our sponsors. It keeps the podcast going. And with that being said, guys, we will see you in the next episode. Stay safe. Be easy. See ya.